The chart says things are bearish, but we haven't collapsed yet. We could still pump. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Davinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5 here in Dubai. Hope you're doing well. Oh man, you know what? Damn, we are seeing some crazy stuff in the charts. I'm going to show you what I see and what does it mean for Bitcoin and crypto in general. And then we're gonna talk about sats and Bitcoin and how we're going to see crazy prices eventually, even though, right, we could see some volatility. It doesn't matter. Here's why. Because I did a little bit of research last night, and I asked ChatGPT, hey, can you give me an estimate on when the U.S. government's going to collapse, right? Because it's guaranteed, right? And it said, well, it's not going to happen in the short term. No way. I'm like, okay, good. Calm down. ChatGPT, calm down, man. All right. And it was like trying to avoid this subject altogether. And I'm saying, like, okay, you could just do it by math, right? I was like, do you think that logically that the debt that the United States is going into, right, because it's an economically bankrupt, and you have to agree with that, it is economically bankrupt. Do you think that there will be a point when its debt, services, and so forth is absurdly like retarded for anyone to look at and go, okay, what are you doing? Right? Is there a point like that? And I said, yes, there is a point. And guess what it came up with? It came up within 10 to 15 years. 10 to 15 years. That's when you see 107 trillion as the debt based on a mathematical calculation of how they are increasing the debt and so forth. And unless they do some radical reforms, right now or before then, which they don't do that. They tried it with Doge. That was a radical reform. And it was a disaster. They started burning Tesla cars. You can see where we're going here, right? With that said, the end result is coming for you, whether you like it or not. Now, what's going to happen is people who have Bitcoin and satoshis, they're going to do well. The people who don't, not so much. And if you say, well, I've got a house, that's when you're in trouble, buddy. You are in a lot of trouble. Because your house value is what somebody can pay for it, save and pay for it. If there's no debt, people can't go into debt because, hey, the biggest creditor has defaulted, and who's going to trust anyone with debt anymore? They're going to ask for huge interest rates. What are you doing? Sell your house, get into Bitcoin. Don't do this. Sell your stocks, get into Bitcoin. Because you don't own the stocks. Okay? Sell your ETF, buy Bitcoin. Sell your retirement fund, buy Bitcoin. Don't do it? Fine. I did this a long time ago. I got into gold before Bitcoin, actually. I sold my house. I sold my, all my retirement funds. I sold everything. I did that. I'm not selling. And look where I am today. I was not acting like a brokey anymore, which is doing everything the banks tell you to do. Boom. You could do that. You could continue doing that, right? Doing what the banks tell you to do and seeing a negative result, or you can just buy Bitcoin and hold it yourself. And that's something they don't tell you to do. They tell you not to do that. Let's see. Does the wealthy people do what everybody else do? No. So there's your 5 minutes of perfect information. So if you stop doing what everybody's doing and start doing where very few people are doing, you might see a positive result. No guarantees, of course, because everything's a risk. Whether you do the same things day in, day out is a risk, or you don't do the same things and you do something different, right, is also a risk. So you choose. All right, with that said, right, you could easily, you know what, guys, start stacking sats, right? And I think this is the best way for people who are like, I can't afford Bitcoin. I can't afford Bitcoin. What? You can't afford $1? You get 909. Oh, look, you should save more Bitcoin. Get to save more Bitcoin right there. See, it says save more Bitcoin. 921 per dollar. I think you can afford it, right? Look at that. And then if you're saying, well, okay, so when I want to switch over to Bitcoin, what do I do? You could just switch from TSAT to TBTC, but if you do it through this way, you're going to pay a 0.25% premium. Don't do that. Why? Because then you could just come over here to this application that I built, which stores all the Bitcoin. You can see it's right here. It's all on blockchain, and then it's 1-to-1 even. There's the total cost is 4 cents. That's it. I think you can afford 4 cents. Oh, damn. So you could swap to TBTC, and then what would you do? Right? Well, I got TBTC, but that's not Bitcoin. You're right. Right? You need to move this to, and it's a little bit of work, of course. I get it. It's a little bit of work. You're going to have to first go to Portal Bridge, right? To this portal, and then enter the amount of TBTC. And, you know, most of the time it's free. It depends on how the higher it is, the amount, the more, the less cost it's going to be, right? So it's going to be free in this case. And then you can transfer it straight to Bitcoin network. Once you come over onto the Ethereum, you can actually connect your wallet and convert it straight to Bitcoin. Boom. That's it. This is all decentralized applications. There's no KYC, right? That's the beauty of it. This is why I selected TBTC for backing up TSATs. And there's no, what's it called? There's very little fees. There's just a fixed, fee for Ethereum and Solana. And that's it. Boom. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Alrighty. With that said, let's talk about the charts and see what's going on. Oh man, this was crazy times, right? Let me just bring this ready. Okay, I know a lot of stuff going on my charts always. I know you guys are like, what? I can't see, but yeah, you can figure it out. Anyways, we have what's called the Burj Khalifa happening here, right? Actually, it's more like a Burj Al Arab here. Let me just bring up that Burj Al Arab. Yeah, there it is. Burj Al Arab happening. What is this? This was a, you know what? There's too many people shorting and we're going to screw you all. That's what that was. Yeah. And it accomplished. Now, this is the good news. We've got a little bit of a momentum going back up. So whilst this is still bearish situation right here, we still have an opportunity to pump. And as these indicators start to say, hey, listen, we are a little bit bullish now. We could see a pump, but we have to break above, right? The 116 to start, the 116.5 to even start becoming bullish again. Right? That's it. Things are not that great. Whilst the 103 is the line in the sand. The 103, 103 exactly. 103 even is the line in the sand. Failure there means lights out, people. Lights out. Yes, it would have to be like a 4-hour candle close, but that's it. It'd probably be very, very fast. So it will it's waterfall effect. We have to hold that, or else it's over. It's over. Start crying, right? Start telling you, start getting out, man. But there's ways to what's called, you can put a put on Bitcoin. Sort of a put, but anyways, I'm going to reserve that to Bitcoin advanced classes, actually, right? Because you could actually, instead of selling, right, you could actually gain more Bitcoin and keep your price level the same in the bar market, at the same time. How would you like that? That would be a nice class, right? Yes, I'm going to be doing that for the Bitcoin for beginners sometime in the future, not because it's such an advanced topic, but it's possible. And then you can earn money on that as well. So you not only keep your price level, right, that you got it at, and also earn money on the way down and earn more Bitcoins on the way down. Badass, right? How could you want more? How does that happen? Trust me, I know it's really simple to do. Most people won't do it. I'm going to do it, but hey, it's what the wealthy do, right? They come up with solutions. Okay, looking at Ethereum, same thing. Basically, Burj Al Arab happened and wiped out all the shorts, and then we came back down. This could be. They're just wiping out the shorts and longs. Who knows? I don't think so. I think really we're in a bearish situation here for both Bitcoin and crypto. It's as it is. I think at the best case scenario, we are sideways from here on out, where nothing really happens. We might pump a little bit and then fall again. Pump a little bit and then fall again. But there's nothing probably was going to happen. It'll go sideways like gold did for quite a while, especially since, we know that the US dollar is not collapsing in the near term, but it will collapse eventually. And eventually, right? So they have to keep the facade up. And the best way to do that is to manage price, because Bitcoin is only marketed by price. But you can see Bitcoin has decided, hey, listen, you know what? I'm going to outperform all the alts, because the alts, they're sensitive to any kind of large market fluctuation. And you can see that this indication shows that, well, right now we'd have to break above the 65 in order to say that we're going to a lot higher numbers. But once we break above the 66.6, it is go time, all the way to 74%. That'd be hit, right? It's going to be fast. Probably just going to be a wick up here and then come back down, but it's going to happen, right? Sometime, I guarantee you, sometime in the next 5 years, we're getting to 74%. And then if we break above 74%, guys, you better hang on to your butts, because the next level is like 95? 95? 95. Yeah. An absolute colossal wipeout of the alts priced in Bitcoin. Absolute. Right? So that's if some butts, cherries, and nuts kind of deal, though. All right. So did we close the gap on the CME gap here? Because there was another gap happening. Yeah, we did. Yeah, the gap's closed. So yeah, looks like we could end up headed higher thanks to the gap closing. Alrighty. So whilst it's still a bearish situation, there's a probability that, hey, Bitcoin is going to pump anyways. So whilst we're still looking bearish, there is signs of green shoots that Bitcoin's going to pump, and we're going to get to like at least 116 before we decide if we want to go higher. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.